Hello and welcome, everyone. Come on in. Come on in. Say hello and let me know where you are hollering from. And let's coast on into Thursday, right? So today is October 15th, Thursday, 2020. Yes, we are still in 2020 and we're heading into the energies of one of the biggest active new moons of the year, and bringing in and pulsating some energies and bringing in some really big new energies on there. Got your lippy? Yeah, my lipstick's on. And this energies that are coming in are bringing in some they're coming in strong. There's some major strength that's coming in. This is re-identification that's coming in for a lot of us, and awakening and openings that are coming in, and especially with the Saturn Sun square. Now, this is still available. Hold on, I'm going to close that. There we go. I want to bring this up. Okay, come back here. Where did I go? I'm trying to bring up a share. So I want to bring up this share application window. There we go. So I'm bringing up this share. So here we go. And this is still available. This is my Libra workbook. So if you are wanting to purchase it, you can still purchase it. I have the Scorpio one that will be, well, it's available now. The Scorpio and the Taurus one are available now because next week we are heading into Scorpio season, and here's Scorpio up here. So in here you can see, so here I have the information along the side, the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Moon, Mars, and then over here in the glyphs. I'm just going to hide that. So this is showing you, whoa, come back here. This is showing the aspects of what's going on. All right. So we have the Sun here, right? And so the Sun is in Libra. And the Moon, it's going to be opposing the Moon, or the Moon, and the Moon's here. So the Moon, here's the Earth, because this is all from the Earth's perspective, not from the Sun's perspective, and that's what astrology is. So it's showing you from the Earth, it's showing you where the Sun and the Moon are coming together, and that makes the new moon. And the Sun is right now, here's the North nodes and the South nodes are right there. And then over here, we have the Mafia brothers all in Capricorn. The Sun is making a square over to these guys, and especially over to Jupiter. And then we have Mars down here. Mars is making a square over here too. So we have this energy that's coming in of squaring off. Squaring off, and nothing over here. We want the nurturing of the mother. The mother is that of Cancer, and bringing in that energy of the mother. With this energy and with this new moon, this is affecting the vibration. So the aspects and the signifying the degrees of separation between cosmic bodies. They are and they are carrying their own energy. They're either harmonizing the planets or energizing and creating friction amongst them. So the Sun and the Moon are forming a square with Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter, who all land in Capricorn. Those are the Mafia brothers. And the square aspect occurs when the cosmic bodies are 90 degrees, that 90 degrees aspect. So this is challenging. This is for us to break through our limitations. This is coming in full force. All right. So this full force energy that's coming around us and coming to us is happening in a very strong, intense energies, right? And these strong intensities that are coming in that are getting us to look at things and see them as a detour, see them so that we can look at and look towards another road, look at things in a new way. This is challenging, and it's presented to us, and instead of allowing them to defeat our dreams, it's finding us a way so that we can fuel them and journey with them. With that, Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn are all positioned in Capricorn. This energy that's coming forth, especially this you know, I've mentioned it before about this new moon and how intense this new moon is, and what the changes are going to be happening with this new moon. And we're going to see some, and I'm going to use the word explosions. Now, when I say the word explosion, this could be a physical explosion. This could be just something that comes into your life and ignites, and it has to blow up. All right. And it has to ignite. So we're going to be seeing a lot of things that are coming in, and it's happening in Capricorn. And happening in Capricorn, that means that we are getting to the bottom of things. And Saturn, being the planet of responsibility and commitment and karma, it helps us to determine where to focus our energy and decide, right? It also helps us to create laws, systems, governments, etc. So this is where the changes are all happening. They're happening within our laws. They're happening within our system and with our government. This is now putting that force onto everything to take a leap of faith and allow ourselves to grow past our self-imposed limitations. That's why I was speaking about yesterday about spells and people putting a spell upon us, because we get self-imposed limitations by others putting on these expectations of thoughts. With these three planets, they take on a serious tone. This isn't anything to muck about. This is serious. This is to confront our development and of our own inner peace and balance. If we have issues with our own inner peace and balance, this is going to come in greatly in and around us. Now, as I said, I'm going to stop the share. This is available to you if you wish to purchase this. This is my Libra new moon, and it has setting up your magic and your colors and your textures and everything, and working with different energies. And so if you are wanting to purchase this book, definitely get a hold of me and I'll send you the PDF because it is available. So I'm going to stop the share. There you go. And this is fast acting. Now, with Uranus and who Uranus is, now if you do look into Greek mythology, Uranus was known as the god of the heavens. He was the ruler of the heavens. He was the ruler. He was the one who knew things. He was the one who constructed. And in comes his son, who was jealous, who wanted to have that power. He wanted to organize it in new ways. And he took his father down. And in taking his father down, he is known as the Lord of Karma. He is known as the Lord of Time. That is Saturn. Jupiter is Zeus. Zeus is a god. He's the god of gods. He's the god that all other gods come from. And he is the one who is the ruler. He's the one with the lightning bolt. He is the one with this energy. And he's squaring off the god of war. And the god of war is coming in intensely. Now, who's going to win? Zeus? The ruler? God? Even if he's in his fall position, he doesn't like to be in his father's house, is coming in intensely. Now, being in this energy, it's about re-identifying our beliefs, looking at them. It's like looking at it and saying, okay, remember, there's a detour coming in. Are you taking the detour? Or are you going to stop at the stop sign and sit there and do fuck all? And say, well, that's fine. I'll just sit here. Life is good. And I like to sit in my own misery and crap. This is coming in. And Venus and Pluto is the hammer. Venus and Pluto are coming in being the hammer. Pluto's coming in very intensely because he's bringing in the bottom of the barrel. It's getting to the bottom of the barrel, and the energies of the bottom is seeping up. And this seeping up is getting things to change and getting us to look into things. This is where we have to honor our own values and continue to unearth our treasures, to look into our treasures. This is about us going to our Holy Grail and going past our fears and moving beyond our fears into somewhere better. But we're going to feel it. Because as we're going into this new moon with Libra, next week we enter Scorpio. You want scary, you want fearful, and then there's a full moon. Everybody's like, oh, Halloween is going to be so joyous. Oh, fuck. It's a full moon on Halloween with intense Scorpio and energies that are coming in. Like, really? Really? It's coming in even more intense, right? Even more intense. So I love Scorpio too. I mean, I am a Scorpio. I live Scorpio every day. But we are looking at energies that have never been lived in before for over 2,000 years. We're coming into energies that where there was a time when the state stood up to the old ways and fought against it and fought against this for freedom and changed structures, and structures got changed because they were no longer going to live in a society that was ruled by someone way far away. So now we're coming into this energy of change that is happening and looking into it on how we are going to want to have these changes. And are we going to fight for those freedoms within our own selves, within our own world, and within the world and beyond? Are we going to liberate ourselves? And that's why the intensity and the truth and the realities are going to come in. And a lot of people aren't going to like it. They are wanting to go hide. They're going to be putting their head up their ass and they don't want to see shit. But it's going to come, and the hammer is coming in intensely, and the hammer is coming down. And with Pluto coming in and swinging it, because you got to remember who Pluto is. And he was coming in strongly yesterday, and I didn't talk about Pluto, and I know he was there. He's the one of death and rebirth. He's the one who comes in and says, this is no longer working. And Saturn is like, cool, let's change it. Because we also have next month coming in with the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction that is going to bring in changes. So we're going to see things happening very abruptly, and especially with the Uranus opposition to Mercury with finances. And things are going to be erupting financially, not only personally with people, but it even could be on a global sense, where we're going to find more of an economic tying and restraints coming in. And this restraints that are coming in are really getting us to shift. And it's not easy. It is not an easy shift. It is not an easy one. This is one of the roughest new moons of the year when it comes to energy. The second wave. Yes, it's the second wave. And I just got, as soon as I said that, I just filled with shivers. And it is coming in intensely on how these restraints are going to be put on. Where a lot of people are thinking, oh, don't worry, nothing's happening. Everything's working out and everything's hunky-dory right now. And I've heard people say that, and they've even contacted me, and they said, "You know what, Mary? You said there was a second wave. I don't see anything. Things are going back to normal." I'm like, okay. I said, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just telling you what I see with the astrology. I'm just showing you what I'm seeing. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Let's hope to God I am. I hope what Saturn and Pluto and Jupiter are doing, are maybe as astrologers, we're all wrong. Yeah, look at the countries living in the future. Yeah, maybe they're wrong, and they're coming into their spring and summer. Interesting. So this is where things are coming in. I have a friend that works at a pub, and her manager to the staff to be prepared for another shutdown. Yeah. Hours are being cut at Walmart. Walmart's cutting their hours, even though they're hiring more, but the people that they're hiring are people to do online orders. Amazon is now looking for people to sell their stuff on Amazon. So we're seeing changes happening and new changes that are coming in already. So if you have a product and you want to sell, get on Amazon. Saskatchewan is getting hit again. Yeah. Manitoba's getting hit again. So this is where, it's a force. And with Mercury retrograde in, oh my God, it's forcing us. It's either a hell yes or a hell no. Where are you going? Hell yes or hell no. And some people are asleep. They don't want to know the story. They don't want to deal with what's going on. And that's not dealing with so much. It's not dealing. It's not dealing with the fucking outside and what's happening on the news. It's dealing with in your own life. What are you not dealing with? Because Libra wants to put things into balance. And Libras are not nice. Libras are assholes. God bless my Libras. I got a son who's going to be 23 tomorrow. I love him dearly, but he can be an asshole. All right. Libras, you think everybody loves Libras because they have the personality that everybody, they're so nice. They're so one. No, Libras will fuck you up if you're not doing what they feel is right. They will just screw you up. They have a sword for crying out loud. They're very angry. They're angry. And you think Aries is angry? Oh my gosh. Libras have oh my, yeah, they're a lot worse. So we have this energy that's coming in, that's conjuncting there, that is saying we got to look at shit. And we got to look at some things that are going on. And I'm going to pull up the Sabian symbol for tomorrow. At 23 Libra. Let's see. The Sabian, literally singing clearly, is known for announcing a new day for extension. You can hear news and new messages, have new ideas that are bright and clear. So new things are going to be coming in brightly. Things are going to be coming. The voices heralds the rising sun with enthusiasm. So there's a rising that's going to be happening with the rising sun. This is bringing in a lot of newness. This is bringing in new ideas, new ways of looking at things. This is images. This is clairvoyancy. This is people really opening up psychically, which people think is like, ooh, that's a superpower. That's a superpower. It's not a superpower. When you look at each of the signs, each of them have an ability, and the clairvoyance, the clairs are Taurus, the five senses. And coming into the clairs, or coming into this, is a part of our nature. And it's just awakening. It's like Reiki. It's just awakening things that have been dormant within inside of us. They have horrible attitudes too. So this is just awakening many of us in new ways But in awakening us, it's like if you've been in a really deep sleep for a long time and somebody comes in and wakes you up, you know, you're just like, whoa, and you're trying to figure out where to go and what do I do? And, you know, that's what's happening, is that we're being awakened out of a deep sleep. And we're looking around at the world around us and we're just going like, what the fuck's going on? What's happening? And this is bringing in a new story. This is bringing us setting out to the Holy Grail. And as soon as I think of the Holy Grail, I think of Monty Python and going out searching for the Holy Grail. And it was it Sir Lancelot's son is the one who found the Holy Grail, because he's the one who found his way to God and the truth and the wisdom of the divine. So that's this awakening that's coming in. It's coming into our true divineness and our true spirit. It's awakening the soul. The soul is there, but this is awakening it all. I told Jarrett yesterday I'm going vigilant. Like, you know, and yeah, it is it's kind of freaky. It's kind of freaky, where the image that I got for myself, this is, you know, one of the downloads. It's like I get this beautiful room and there's flowers and it's kind of like a ballroom, and everybody enters and then I'm asked, do you want to go into this ballroom? You know, it's so beautiful, and it's like where everybody's going, yeah, it's great in here, come on in. And it looks, you know, very, very joyous and my answer came, no. I'm like, no, I don't want to go in there. And I get this look and like, well, why don't you want to go in there? Because I was like, that's not, I love it. It's beautiful, but I want to go out and I want to start creating something different. Right? And creating something that is that is just my own uniqueness. And so I don't want to go into the ballroom. I don't want to go with that. I can see the race wars, but it's not going to hit us as it's not going to hit us right away. It's going to hit us with the eruptions of the United States. That's where it's going to hit. It's going to hit with the eruptions of the United States. And it's going to come into who's going to come in to save the United States. Right? And Nova Scotia is the sundowner town. Nova Scotia has always had issues, but that's where the Underground Railway went into to free slaves, right? So they've always had something going on there. And I mean, they have a history of over like 200 plus years there. And even for, I mean, when the French were pushed out of there, you know, and with the French too. So a lot of things, yeah, it's all coming to light. Same with the natives. A lot of things with the natives and that coming to light. But this is where, and I posted on my my wall, a lovely man. Anyways, it was a video, and if you guys go and watch that, posted a lot on my wall yesterday, and it had to do with, let me see if I'm. His name is George Monbiot. He's an author and a let's see if I can pull him out big. I pulled that out big. Oopsie, no, pull it, go back small. So he talks about overpopulation and the overpopulation and blaming the wealthy who do the blaming, and the mass consuming immigration crisis that's not truly a crisis, fertility rates, and denial of our humanity. He goes on and he talks about this is a sweeping perceptive about the inclusive greed and demonizing the others. And may we grant all human hope, haven, and health. And he goes forth and he talks about this, and he talks about it. Is the world really overpopulated? And he goes in and he talks about it in depth, where when we look at, and everybody's saying, shut our borders down, don't let this person, don't let that person in. But in the end, if we don't have immigrants coming in, we don't have new people entering into our healthcare system. You don't have people coming in to care for our elderly, to do daycares. We don't have people coming in that are different to bring in that diversity. We end up having a lack of. And he explains it very well. He's a very well-spoken man, better than I can explain it. But he talks about that having immigration, having different people coming in, bringing in that harmonizing energy allows for the growth of a nation. And it brings in a growth of the nation. The reason being why, for people coming and moving to Canada, the United States, and different parts of Europe and all over the world was allowing, that was another time of the world uniting in a new way, and uniting into a way that wants to bring in community and not separation. And he talks about that in a very beautiful way. So it is up there on my Facebook wall. Danielle Laporte shared it on her Instagram. So it brings in this energy of understanding. That's why Germany opened their borders after World War II, and understanding that when Hitler was killing all the Jews and the Christians and anybody who wasn't blue-eyed and blonde-haired, and wanting to make this perfect race, how it was turning out that the lack that would be happening within that nation. So opening up their borders to many and having a more open immigration. And that's where the energy is coming in. It's like we're wanting to bring in and embrace a newness, to embrace a revolution of humanity and our uniqueness, right? But the thing is that how can you return to your own country? What country do you belong to? Because nobody is a purebred. Nobody's a purebred in the world. Not even natives are. Not even natives. Yeah. But if you go back to New Zealand, you might have Aboriginal, but you're not just Aboriginal. You're white. You're white too. So that's the thing. It's like my kids, okay, where do they go? Because they're not only Trinidadian, but if you go down to Trinidad has Indian in them. They have English in them. They have French in them. They have African in them. So what part of Africa is it? So that doesn't make any sense to me. Not anybody, like even for myself. Because that means that anybody who's half, which half do you go to? That's discrimination. And that's where this energy is coming in, is to show us that we are all one. It doesn't matter. We are all one. Right? Nobody is there's no, even going into Sweden, it doesn't make sense to me. It can't happen, because what will happen is the decline of the human race, and even of our elderly and of our children. Right? When they start putting, even in China, when they started putting that you're only allowed one child, And now they have too many men in China and not enough girls. So trying to control is very different. You know, it's wrong. You know, and because even if you went back to New Zealand and say New Zealand had that, and then they started to go within your family and say, well, I'm sorry, your family's from Ireland or your family's from England. You might have Aboriginal blood in you, so now we're going to have to oust you into another place because you no longer belong to either. And that's a scary part. That's a scary part of doing that. Because yes, we can, everybody wants to trace, back to here, back to there, back to there. And yes, I can trace back to Ireland, a lot back to Ireland, but yeah, but the thing is that if you go by old law, which is still actually on the books, it takes 10 generations before you are considered pure of anything. And you have to breed within that one lineage in order to become that purity. And it takes 10 generations. And that's where things get scary. That's where things get really scary when people say, well, I'm this and I'm that. I am black, I am white, I am Indian, I'm Chinese, I'm Japanese, I'm this, I'm only that. When people start to differentiate, and this is where the energy is coming in, it causes the rift. It's like causing a rift of saying, my daughter can practice voodoo and hoodoo, but I can't because I'm white. But she can. She's my daughter. She's allowed, according to whomever the powers that be out there. But I can't because I'm white. Even though the energies are universal. The gods and the goddess are universal. Right? The magic is universal. The magic does not belong to one person. And that's where the energies are coming in, and that's where Pluto's coming in. He's saying it's universal. It does not belong to one nation or one person. It belongs to all of us, and bringing in this to all of us. When we start to differentiate and say this is this and this is this, for the better, and we're doing it for the betterment of humanity. Then we have slave camps like they have in China, and trying to and taking on all the Muslims, and taking all the Muslims in China and in Russia, and saying, well, you can't be this and you can't be that. You got to be this. This is where when we look at this is where the war starts. As you say, a race war. This is where it starts. Which side are you on? Right? But the morals and the spirituality can go hand in hand, even with morally right. Differentiate. So to differentiate morally, and saying morally that this is I am going to fight for this land. Now this is going to be tricky for some people. Is why can't we live all as one? Create that humanity, to create that as a moral substance, and come together instead of separation, and separating that this is this and this is this. This is what we have to get over. And it brings up, I could feel the energies that this raises. Because then you go into the different tribes, and they have different ways and different moralities of how they want to do things. So this is where it has to come into a unity, and this is where the mafia brothers are coming in and saying, we got to come into the unity, and it's coming down to the bottom of the barrel, and it's digging up some real crappy shit. And it's going to take us a while to get through all of this. And Uranus is going to throw some curveballs in there in how we think and what we think, right? So, and being asked to leave, and why, and the thing is, if someone asked me to leave, why, you know, why would somebody ask me to leave when I've been in Canada? I'm Canadian. I might be Irish descent, right? But then the rules are wrong. That's where you fight against it. That's where you fight against it. Because rules can change. It was illegal to sign the Constitution of the United States. That was the law. The law. And it was legal to kill all the Jews in World War II. That was the law. So just because it's the rules of the country doesn't mean it's right. And that's where change happens. And bringing in the challenge. And bringing in the challenge for us to be united. And that's what we're heading into. And that's why this moon, this new moon, is the biggest trigger that's going to trigger so much and so many people. And it's going to bring in, you know, the next lockdown or the next, you know, this is where people are going to start to uprise and say, no, we're not going to do it. Big time, especially when people are losing their jobs, because here comes the economy. You have people not being able to feed themselves or not being able to take care of themselves or pay their rent or pay their mortgage, pay their car payments. So this is going to bring in, you know, a whole new way of being and disruptions in many circumstances. And as the Sabian symbol, you know, it is about transfiguration and reconstruction. Transfiguration and reconstruction. That's what this new moon is bringing in this transfiguration and reconstruction. It is about this changes within our world and bringing in those changes and bring it down. And the reconstruction in action. So this has defined our vulnerability. We build walls as true for the ego, protecting the psyche as a fortress, protecting our farms and houses. The seeker travels away from such protections, entering dangerous areas of the unconscious, risking breakdown. And there are breakdowns, constraints, buildings, reworkings of personalities, of belief circumstances that are going to be happening. And that's what the Sabian symbol is. It's about bringing in a quality of charm and tact and consideration. It is the real skill to be better qualities in someone and speak to these. It's about recognizing a potential in another and to bring it into expressed reality by talking it up. And people often need the potential to be recognized by someone else. And this is about being recognized and being lifted up. So reconstruction, it's a cultural implication, and it's our willingness to reconstruct our lives. And we learn how to immerse ourselves fully into the sea of the unconscious and bringing wisdom back to life, and a willingness to serve, the ability to foretell, and the confidence to proclaim. And we shift up a gear, our eyes are opened, and we notice how the act of perception is created. How we look is more important than what we look for or what we look at. So this is bringing in huge disruptions, you know. And as you know, as Candace was saying, you know, in Sweden is opening up, you know, opening up their borders. I think she was saying. I'm talking about the more asked to leave, but that's not happening in Sweden. It's and it's, yeah, so this is bringing up a lot. I don't know what else to say to you guys, but it is with that Mars squaring Zeus, And this is where, are you asleep with the stories? Are you asleep? Do you want to stay asleep or do you want to be awakened? And I feel the excitement in it where I'm not going in the ballroom. I'm going off into my own, into what I need to know, what I want to create. And I know this is what I need to create in order for bringing in harmony, bringing in newness. This is about earth magic. This is about heading forth with earth energies. So, so anyways, coming up to all of you. Any questions before I go off? Because sending you guys so much love. New moon's readings are still, I mean, if you want to order a new moon reading, it's $30 and I will record it and send it to you. Tomorrow night, I have the ghost tour, a ghost tour on the new moon. So we have a ghost tour tomorrow night. So if you are wanting to come on in, and so far the ghost tours are still up and running. And yeah, book in. So I'm going to send you guys off so much love. May the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless you in all that you say and all that you be and all you do. Thank you, June Lee. I miss you too. I want to see your baby one day. By the time I see your baby, he probably won't be a baby. He's going to be running around like crazy. He already is running around like crazy. Sending you out so much love and blessings. So thank you very much for coming in and being a part of my community and sharing today. Breathe, follow your intuition. And when you follow your intuition, you know that you're going to be heading in the right direction. And sometimes it's going to be against what other people may believe. And know that that's okay. So, blessings, everybody. Bye-bye.